A man, dead on a quiet beach. No name. No identification. No obvious cause of death. Just a single, cryptic message that would haunt authorities for decades. This is the story of the Somerton Man, a man who has never been fully identified, and a case that has baffled experts, detectives, and even conspiracy theorists for over 70 years. What was he hiding? Who was he running from? And, more importantly, why did he die in silence? It was the early morning of December 1, 1948. The sun had barely risen over Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. Fishermen, out for their early catch, noticed something strange: a man sitting upright on the sand, his body eerily still. No one had heard or seen anything out of the ordinary. At first glance, it seemed like a simple case. But as authorities examined the body, they were left with more questions than answers. The man had no wallet, no identification, no labels on his clothes. He was a mystery in his very form. But perhaps the strangest clue of all was a small scrap of paper, tucked away in a hidden pocket. Tamam Shud, two Persian words meaning "it is finished." But finished, what? Was this a cryptic message? A sign of something darker? The answer seemed just out of reach, a puzzle with no pieces. And the answers didn't stop there. In his glove compartment, hidden beneath the sand, they found a book, a copy of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, an ancient Persian poem. And within its pages, the final clue, a code. This was no ordinary death. The code in the book wasn't just some random scribbles. It was a cipher, something that had been crafted with care. Someone wanted this message to be found, but only by those who could understand its meaning. But no one could decode it. The investigation took an even darker turn. Who was he? A spy? A secret lover? A man with no name, lost to time, and to history. Theories began to swirl, but the truth remained buried. The only thing authorities could find were more dead ends. I mean, seriously, if you're going to leave behind a secret code and an obscure book of poetry, at least leave a clue that doesn't require a PhD to decipher, right? Theories began to emerge. Was he a spy? Some believed the Somerton Man was involved in espionage, a Cold War agent caught in a web of secretive dealings. The book The Rubaiyat, with its esoteric messages, was often used by spies to communicate secret instructions. Or perhaps, the Somerton Man was someone else. A tragic lover, a man whose heart had been broken so deeply he ended his life in silence. Some even believed the cryptic code was a final message to his lost love. But the most unsettling theory of all involved a woman, a nurse by the name of Jestyn. Was she connected to the man found on the beach? The woman who disappeared from the investigation, and whose name might hold the key to the mystery. We'll return to her in a moment, but first, could this case have been a well-crafted conspiracy, or was it simply the end of an impossible mystery? In 2022, a breakthrough. A DNA test linked the Somerton Man to a family in Australia. Theories suggested he was Carl Webb, a man whose identity had eluded authorities for years. But even with this new discovery, new questions arise. If it was Webb, why did he choose to die on Somerton Beach? And what happened to the code? Could there be another, more sinister explanation still hidden in the shadows? And then there's Jestyn, a woman, whose name was found scrawled in the margin of the book. Who was she? And why did she vanish from the investigation? Did she know more than she let on? Or was she merely another casualty of a dark secret? The answers might never come, but what we do know is this: the Somerton Man was not just a nameless figure on a beach. His death sparked an investigation that continues to haunt us. And, just like the code, his identity might remain unfinished, forever. The Somerton Man might have found peace, but his story isn't over. With every piece of the puzzle that's uncovered, more questions emerge. Was it a spy? A lover? A man with a secret too dangerous to reveal? The mystery of the Somerton Man continues, and perhaps, it always will. What do you think happened to the Somerton Man? Who was he, And why did he end up on that beach? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because some mysteries are just too strange to leave unsolved.